Hey guys, it's Joette with BalloonCoach.com, and today I'm so glad to have a guest speaker, Jeff Kelly with AssetLab, to talk to you about website platforms for balloon designers. I started in the balloon industry full-time back in 2003 before the internet was really big and thriving. There was no Facebook. Our websites were very much more like blogs. I had a blog spot. So I've had all kinds of interesting platforms over the years that my husband helped me out with and that I've hired different companies with. And so one of the top questions I get from people who are brand new to the industry to people who've been in the industry 45 years and have never kept up with the technology or not sure what the next step is for their business is what platform should they be using? Should they have just like a gallery website? Should they have online shopping? What kind of systems are out there? Should I do it for myself? Should I hire somebody else to do it? And I always like to go out and talk to the people who are experts in that field rather than just giving you the knowledge that I have gained over the years. So what we're going to do is sit back and enjoy this lunch and learn. Thank you, Jeff Kelly, for your time and your knowledge. We look forward to learning from you today. And for those of you who are on live, go ahead in the chat box, let me know your name and where you're from. And then throughout the presentation, you can chat there and let us know your questions. And if he doesn't get to you right during the presentation, at the end during the wrap up, he can look over those. So guys, glad that you're here. And Jeff, take it away.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff Kelly from AssetLab. We are an online marketing team, and one of our areas of specialty is balloon designers. And so when I met Joette, I started to talk to her about what she does and the community she has. This was a topic that came up very quickly because she gets this question about websites and what designers should do with their websites quite often. You'll recognize our work, and you'll see some of that here in the presentation shortly. And what we're going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit to set the stage about why your website is important, just to make sure we're all thinking about websites the same way. And then we'll go in to talk about platforms and e-commerce, and then there'll be time for your questions. So I am very, very happy to look at your websites. So if you put links in chat, I will absolutely be going through and looking at them. And at the end of the presentation, I've got a slide with a link for you. You can scan it with your phone, you can type it in, whatever you want to do, to get on my calendar for 30 minutes to talk about what you're doing for marketing. And if you want to ask website questions, you can. We offer a whole suite of marketing services from branding to websites, SEO, advertising, social media. So if you're interested in any of those things, we can certainly talk about them and get to know each other a little bit. And I would just say also, if you have questions, please don't hold back. Go ahead and drop them in the chat when you have them. I will keep one half of one eye on the chat, and Joette will as well. And I'll do my best to just work in those answers as we go. Here are some of our clients. We do balloon websites. I'm very familiar with balloon work and balloon entertainment and the dynamics of the market that you're in. We may have interacted and you didn't even know it if you've been involved in the 1 Million Bubbles project in the past. That is AssetLab behind the website and the technology and the outreach and all the marketing for that event. So I am not some guy who has never heard of balloon designers. We're a team who does marketing for people who do balloon work all the time. The key about websites is that here they are. I mean, you can read them, and I'm not going to read all my slides, but I will read this one. Websites should be easy to find, easy to use, save your team time, and generate revenue. It is that simple. If your website is not doing one of these, all of these four things, then it is missing the mark. So this is there's a self-assessment opportunity later, but you can probably self-assess your situation right now. Is your website easy to find when people are on Google or Apple or doing a search? Is it easy to use, particularly when they're on mobile? Because in your industry, in what we're doing when we're doing marketing, vast majority of visitors are on mobile. Does your website save your team time? Does it answer customer questions? Does it make it easy for people to engage with you? And does it make you money? This means phone calls, leads, or it might mean orders if you're doing delivery service or ordering right on your website. So this is the big four. If you take nothing else from this presentation, this is what you need to be thinking about. Your website needs to be easy to find, easy to use, save your team time, and generate revenue. Remember, I said I'm not going to read these slides. I'm not. There are a whole bunch of reasons why your website matters. Website used to be in the late 90s and the early 2000s. If you had a website, you would make money. Those days are far past. Your website is now essentially a connector for people. They're going to find you on social media. They're going to find you on a map search. They're going to hear about you from someone else. They might be at an event where your balloons are present, your work is present. The website essentially becomes a place, a home where you control the entire experience, right? On social media, you don't control the entire experience. In Google Maps and advertising even, you don't control the entire experience, but in your website, you do. And so your website is a critical part of the shopping flow. I'll go off script for a moment and mention that millennials care about your website more than any other generation, millennials and younger, because one of the things they're going to do during the shopping process is they're going to land on your website and they're just going to scope you out. That might not be where they engage you. They might engage you through some other means online, whatever their preference is. But at some point, they're going to drop onto that website to look to see if your business is well put together and if you do the kind of work that they are looking for. So we absolutely care about the website. It matters. It is part of your sales flow and your sales funnel. Good websites look fantastic on mobile. I don't care about, I mean, I can't tell you how many times we get work requests from clients that say on desktop, on my large monitor, there is this little tiny thing in the menu that's wrong, or this little tiny thing in this page that's wrong. What I want you to do is I want you to obsess over how your website looks on your mobile, because that's how people are finding you and experiencing you the first time. They might not purchase at that first time that they hit your website from their mobile. They might purchase from you once they're on their desktop or on a laptop or a tablet, but your mobile has to be right. The reason I spend the time on this mobile point is because when you work with your website, you are not on your mobile. You're probably on a laptop or a desktop. And so you tweak it and you make it look good. You're on Wix maybe, or Squarespace or some other builder. I don't know exactly what you're using today, but you're making it look good on laptop or desktop. If you do not pick up your phone and check to see that you have it looking fantastic on mobile, then you're missing a step, because that's how almost everyone is going to experience your website the first time. So good websites appeal to your target customer, not you. I'll just drop this little gem and run away. They're designed mobile first. They show the results and benefits of what you do. And particularly for balloon work, they need to have a modern and fresh look. The reason I say that is because I know you have competitors. And if you have even one competitor that has a more modern and fresh look and is doing the other three things on this slide well, you will be beat, because you're going to be shopped. And when you're shopped, and when somebody is shopping and they're typing balloon designers near me or balloon work near me or arches near me, you want your website to represent your work well. And remember, they're going to look at it on their mobile. That's where almost everyone's going to find you first. I talked a little bit about why your website matters before, but the key is that your website is going to help people make the decision to work with you. And when I say that decision to work with you, what I mean is phone calls or contact forms, or they're going to order on your website if you have ordering for product. So your website is a really, really important part of your marketing setup. You've probably got some social media accounts. I hope you at least have Facebook and Instagram. You've probably got some business listings. If you don't have a Google My Business listing, please just stop watching right now and go get yourself a Google My Business listing. That's the most impactful thing you could do today. But your website, again, it's the hub. This is what everything is going to point back to. This is where you can represent yourself, and you have full control over how you're represented. So so that's the level setting. Websites should be easy to find, easy to use, save your team time, and make you money. And remember that easy to use is not for you. It is for your target visitor, for your customer coming to your website. So what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about platforms. We're going to talk through a few website platform options. We're going to talk about e-commerce options. And then I've got an opportunity for you here at the end. If you want to get on my calendar, we could talk details about your marketing situation, your website, for example. So website platforms. I'm not going to go here quite yet. So there's kind of the ultimate question here when we talk about platforms is, what platform should my website be on? The interesting thing is that this can be a difficult question to answer. The way I'm going to present it here is that I'm going to show you some benefits and drawbacks of different platforms. Ultimately, what I see typically with our clients is that when we start working with somebody who does balloon work, they're on some sort of builder. They're on Wix or Squarespace or some other builder that they signed up for years and years ago. They've typically been doing their own website work. They might have somebody on staff that has that responsibility for updating their website, or they might have paid someone, some other company that does marketing to help them with their website. But they're essentially at this point where they've started with the builder, they've done work themselves. And now the question is, what do we do next? The evolution from a builder is a WordPress website or a Shopify website. So I'm just going to give you the answer to all of this as far as we see it right up front. The reason is, we're going to go talk about platforms and benefits. So, I'm not just here to toot the horn of WordPress and Shopify, but the reason is that at a certain point in the evolution of your business, you're going to find that you want more control. You want to be able to create the look and feel and experience that represents your business to your clients. You want to be able to take your SEO to the next level. You want to be able to get better at selling product and not have to spend as much time worrying about the e-commerce. It really comes down to your time and how you want to spend your time and your core team's time. And there is a point at a business where all of a sudden there is that, yeah, it's time to go to a website platform that is more advanced and is going to cost me more and is going to bring me a better result for my business. So just know that particularly in balloon work, there is this evolution. Most businesses start with a builder, and as they grow, they will flip to WordPress or Shopify. That is a very natural progression, and it's based on the growth of a typical balloon business. Okay, I think I'm off my soapbox on this, so we can talk about platforms. Let me give you a little context, a few facts to just set this up. And you'll see I already talked to number 4 if you're reading ahead. Again, I'm not going to read these slides straight up, but what I want you to know about Wix is that it's horrible at mobile and it's horrible at SEO. And when I say horrible, I am saying that from an online digital marketer's perspective. I'm not saying that Wix has poor features in this area, but I am saying that it takes a lot of time for us to help you, if you are on a Wix platform, get your mobile site into the right position. On Wix, the mobile website layout and the desktop layout are separate. You have to do them separately. And the SEO features of a Wix website are quite limited. And so as a marketer, it is difficult for us to help you get results when you're on Wix. If there was somebody standing next to me from Wix right now, I would probably be taking a shot to the cheek. But this is one digital marketer's perspective, right, on Wix.
And actually, I've heard that from multiple people.
Yeah.
Not just your company. I've heard that from a lot.
Yeah. There's facts and data. I am referring to facts and data when I talk about mobile and SEO and what it takes for a marketing team to support you if you're on a Wix site. So just understand that's a limit. Those are limitations if you're on the Wix platform. I'm not saying Wix is the wrong platform. I'm saying it's difficult and high cost of ownership on mobile and SEO. We have a builder specifically for balloon designers. And if you go to assetlab.us/balloon designers, you could look at the AssetLab builder designed specifically for you. So understand that there is a builder option that's put together with a feature set specific to balloon designers. For example, Instagram feed is free and already configured when you get the site. There's an SEO package that works exactly with that particular builder. There's a local SEO package that's going to help you deal with your competition. These are all just simple add-ons to the builder. So if you want to compare a builder that's been designed to serve the balloon work industry, you can go look at that. I'm not saying buy from me. I'm saying you can look at that builder as a comparison to others. But I had my team tailor the offering there to exactly what you would need. There's online ordering and all these kinds of things. Another important point is that Shopify is killer brilliant at e-commerce. Now, a limitation of Shopify is that it's not great at content and galleries. But when it comes to e-commerce, there is, as a small business selling product, there is, in my opinion, nothing out there right now as good as Shopify. But again, that's specific to the vertical of selling. And I say this because when I started AssetLab, we actually bought a few online businesses. My background is not in marketing. My background is in high tech. So we bought some online businesses. One of them is a potato company. We sent handwritten messages written in Sharpies on russet potatoes anonymously through the mail, and we sent them all over the world. And when I bought the website, it was on, what was it on? It was on a builder. It was not Wix, it was not Squarespace, but I can't remember what it was.
Homestead?
We moved, I don't remember. We moved to Shopify. And when we moved to Shopify, my life got incredibly easy for two specific reasons. Number one, I knew that the fraud evaluation on an order was always going to be spot on. I did not need to worry about credit card fraud anymore. And number two, it was so easy to attach the shipment tracking and incorporate that into the notifications that customers received so that I didn't have to communicate with them. It was so easy to add products and categories. It was just super easy to do the e-commerce part. Now, Shopify sucks at content, and it's hard to do a bunch of content things there. But if what you're doing is you're building an e-commerce company around your balloon work, Shopify is certainly worth a look because it's got incredible strength there. Okay. And then I talked about this fourth one, which is that it's very, very standard for small businesses and spot on for people who do balloon work to essentially graduate from builders into more flexible solutions over time. So this is the context around platforms. And you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, is he going to get more technical because I can't really handle that right now? And the answer is no. So we're going to talk about some builders now. Here's a way to think about builders versus a custom platform. So builders, when you work with builders, you're working from templates that are already pre-built for you. And this is the same with AssetLab's Balloon Designer Builder. It's the Squarespace Builder, Wix, all the same thing. More of the technical stuff is done for you. But since it's done for you, there's limitations. Because to put you in a box where it's nice and easy, they have to pull back on some features, or they might be using an older platform. When you have a custom website, typically the go-to platform for this is going to be WordPress. Drupal is another one that's out there. It's got a very small share of the market compared to WordPress, but you may be familiar with Drupal. You can go from templates, or you can create custom design. You've got far more control over SEO. You've got far more control over conversions of visitors into phone calls, visitors into sales, visitors into contact forms that integrate to the rest of your marketing funnel. So really the key difference between a builder and a custom website platform is the amount of flexibility you have. When you get into a world where there's more capability and more flexibility, it's going to cost you more, but you've got an additional capability and flexibility that you wouldn't have had before. I find that for our clients, when we make the transition from a builder to a WordPress website, that pays itself off in a year with the amount of business that we are able to help you generate. Because we're able to get far better at, number one, remember further back in the slides, you've got a fresh, modern look, but we're also getting way better at converting those visitors into leads and forms and sales. And I say that when I say the payoff, what I mean is that there is a growth in sales that is working to pay off the investment you made to come to a custom platform. I can't speak for any other marketing agencies on whether or not that's a consistent pattern, because I'm the only marketing agency that I know of that focuses on balloon work as a specialty area. Website platforms, builders are really a do-it-yourself world. You can hire people to help you build a Squarespace website, to build a Wix website, but the idea is that the builder is there to be a do-it-yourself world. Now, this means it's taking your time as opposed to your treasure. If you hire somebody, obviously it's taking your treasure. But this means that you're spending your business time, your entrepreneur time, your owner time, your manager time on building your website. And building a website can be the death of an entrepreneur. Okay, I know Joette has made comments like, "Oh, I love that sentiment." Yes, I see this with balloon designers and political candidates beyond all other types of businesses. You need to stop fussing over your website, and you need to get out there and you need to go meet event planners and meet people at venues, and right. And I mean, you need to go meet every single wedding planner in your metro. You need to, right? I mean, like, yes, that's what's going to take your business to the next level. It is not worth your time to become good at SEO. It is not worth your time to become good at advertising. It is not worth your time to be good at website design. that is something that at some point in your business, you need to pay somebody else to do. And you, as the owner, as the manager, as the person responsible for sales, you need to go focus on the revenue generating activities that you are best at. Okay. And that is not your website. And honestly, eventually, and I'm going off track here now, it is also not your social media. At some point, as the business owner, that needs to be handed off, and you need to be out there working on partnerships and big deals that are going to generate revenue, as opposed to what do I post today because I posted something 30 minutes ago and I'm worried that people are going to forget about me. You need to move on from that. Now, you might not be at that level yet. You might be at the level where you're bootstrapping it and you've got this builder and you just need something out there. I respect that, because you're going to grow into something bigger, but understand that you're going to need to evolve into something more and get some of these things off of your plate to become the balloon business with the revenue and team that you want. You're going to have to move this marketing stuff off of your plate at some point.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. And you know this in other areas too. This is no different than having a business coach that helps you stay accountable and on track and assess your goals and assess your plan. This is no different than having a bookkeeper and a CPA who handles your finances and gets that out of your world. And so you don't now need to know how to account for some expense. And, is that this category or that category? And is it tax deductible or not? Like, you need to get these things out of your world. The marketing is the same way. You can get access to, when you hire a pro, when it comes to marketing, what you're getting access to is an experience level far beyond what you want to go take the time to achieve. And you're getting a share of their time, or a share of a team's time. If you come to AssetLab, it's a share of a team's time. We've got a socialite, we've got an advertiser, we have a website designer, right? We have all these different people on the team. So you're getting a share of expertise far beyond where you as one person would ever be able to get to. So this isn't me tooting the horn of work with a pro. This is me tooting the horn of understanding where you are and understanding what is next for your business, and being deliberate about these decisions on, should you be on a website builder? Should you be working with a marketing pro? Is it time to now take that next step so that you can go work on the things that are going to help your business grow more?
And Jeff, let me add in here. So many times in every balloon forum I'm ever on, and in my mastermind program, especially, people always are tired of DIY people who go out and buy the balloons themselves and then try to figure it out, right? It's the exact same thing with technology. When we're a balloon business owner, our gifted area typically is not in any of this. So it's the same thing, is if we don't want our customers to try to DIY it on their own, why would we as business owners DIY the stuff that is not in our wheelhouse? And so I love how you share that at some point, even if it's not today, putting it in your plan for your future growth to have somebody help you out with these things, it totally changes the way your business works.
Yeah, no doubt. So I'm going to take just a minute. Amy, I see your comment about itsmypartyballoons.com and the money. I can certainly give you an opinion once I've seen that website. $375 a month for the website. If that's all you're getting, that sounds like a lot to me. But I'm going to need, I would need to know more to be able to answer that question. Because if you're getting an SEO package and you're getting some other things with that, then that price is totally reasonable. Debbie, I see your comment on Wix. And yes, builders sometimes have limitations on the domains that they can support and the countries of those domains and all that kind of jazz. So the one thing I would point out is that all the guidance here in this presentation, it does not matter what country you are in. I happen to be a North American English speaker. And so that, and my team is, right? And so that impacts how our particular team is able to support businesses. When you're looking at a builder, when you're looking at a marketing team, you need to make sure that there's a cultural fit and a technology fit for what you're doing. And Suzanne, I see you in there. Let's get through the presentation and we can talk more. We're going to take a few minutes and we're going to talk about e-commerce. Now, one thing I would note is, as you can see, I didn't give you a big eye chart of all the different builder options and all of their features. That is for you to figure out. If you want my team to give you guidance, we could certainly jump in the pond with you and give you some specific guidance on your exact situation. But what I want you to understand more than anything else is the position that a builder has in your business and the position that a custom website or working with a marketing team will have for your business, right? Those are the trade-offs you need to really be able to go make a decision on builders. So we're going to take a few minutes and we're going to talk about e-commerce. Balloon designers all over the world have been adding e-commerce to their websites in the last 2 years. E-commerce was already coming before we got to March 2020. We had helped several balloon designers and people who do balloon entertainment add e-commerce to their websites before that. And it just became all the more important in 2020 and 2021. These are the values that I apply when I'm working with a client on e-commerce. And the most important thing here is the first 5 things on this slide. And of course, there's only 5 things on this slide. But number 1 is to start simple. I do not want you to go spend $25,000 to go have a custom e-commerce website build out if you have never sold an e-commerce order. That is a bad business investment. You need to start simple. When we work with clients coming to the first step of, Jeff, I want to add bouquets to my website for delivery and pickup, then we're going to start simple. We're going to start low cost for you so that you can test your market. Now, if you've got competitors that you know are doing a ton of revenue on this, we can be more aggressive with your money. It can be a fine business decision to jump in a bigger way. But the key is to start simple. Starting simple, if you haven't done e-commerce before, lets you figure out how you're going to fulfill those orders. It lets you figure out delivery and pickup. It lets you figure out how to avoid credit card fraud, and it lets you grow as your orders grow. That's the benefit of starting simple. You may be ready to jump into e-commerce. You may have been doing it before. You may have experience with it. You may have competitors that do it. And so it might make sense to be more aggressive at the start. Particularly if you're doing this DIY on a builder, please start simple and learn and grow. One of the businesses we bought when we started AssetLab sold standing and adjustable electric desks, right? I'm at one now, I'm standing up, you can go up and down. In our first 2 months, we lost $15,000 to credit card fraud. And I thought I was having great sales months, but what I was actually having was a lot of credit card fraud. Well, you have more time to figure that kind of thing out and get going down the right path if you start simple. If you go in big and you've got vulnerabilities that open your business up to credit card fraud and online ordering, you're going to learn a hard lesson real quick, like I did. So start simple if you're leading this yourself in particular. Builders offer basic e-commerce capability. And the delivery and pickup and catalog and advertising and product listing capability that they offer is each different. Every single builder is different. Coming into March 2020, most builders did not support pickup, for example, as a delivery option. So you need to have an idea of what it is you actually want to do with e-commerce if you're thinking about adding it to your builder, and make sure that that builder is going to support you with how you want to sell. There's plenty of website builder options out there. Don't be stuck in the builder you have. Think about where your business is going and growing, and get yourself into a position where if you're going to go do e-commerce, you're on a platform that's going to support you with catalog size, with the visual aspects of what you need to communicate, because the visual is the most important part of your product when somebody is thinking about, am I going to order this bouquet for this birthday party? If you come to Shopify or BigCommerce, which are 2 very popular e-commerce platforms, they're both very limited when it comes to content, things like blogging and elaborate galleries and elaborate pages about all the different verticals you support and the different types of events. Sorry, a vertical is an industry, right? Events, weddings, etc. My marketing speak leaked out a little bit there. They are somewhat limited when it comes to SEO, other than for the products themselves, but they are excellent at sales and delivery and the platform for e-commerce. They're excellent about advertising and the connections to, for example, Google Shopping and Facebook Shopping. Square Up, I see you, Isabel, asking about Square. Square has changed so rapidly, I can't speak to it right now, because they have been working very quickly on expanding their e-commerce capability. Stripe has been doing that as well. Most of you are probably not using Stripe. Many of you probably have Square. So I'm not able to talk to it right now because I don't really know what they have. But I can say that should be one clue to you that when it comes to marketing, Square has not been enough of a player in e-commerce for us to be recommending it. So there's a little bit of a tell in the fact that I can't speak to it, but I could certainly go look if you want a professional opinion. When it comes to e-commerce on WordPress, which is a very common builder, as we've discussed, the very common custom platform, it's called the CMS. The way that we do e-commerce for most clients is with a plugin called WooCommerce. Suzanne, I don't know Balloon Suite. I mean, I've heard of it, but I'm not very familiar with it. WooCommerce is an excellent platform for e-commerce on WordPress, but you are going to need help wiring everything up. When you do e-commerce on WordPress, you have to wire up the payment processing capability. You have to wire up the fraud capability, the fraud detection. You have to wire up your own shipping and delivery options. And so if you want to compare the work it's going to take you, if you are going to do it, to get set up on, for example, Shopify or BigCommerce, WordPress and WooCommerce is going to take more. Like with WordPress, we have complete control and flexibility, like you've heard me say many times before. So if the look and feel and modern, fresh features of your website are extremely important, you want to bring that into the store, you want to sell very elaborate things or packages and bundles, we can do all of that in WooCommerce in a very straightforward way. It takes more work than if we're doing it on one of the other platforms, but the other platforms are more limited, right? So if your business is ready for this, this is a fantastic option for e-commerce, but this is not where I would recommend someone who does not have a website. This is not where I want you to start. If you're going to DIY it, do not start here. You will want to throw your computer out the window.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about how to self-assess on your website right now. Remember, websites need to be easy to find, easy to use, save you time, and make you money. That's the takeaway I want you to come out of here with. So from a sales self-assessment standpoint, I want you to think about whether or not your website is easy to find on Google and Apple. Today, we've been talking about builders, but that does not mean that the most transformative thing for sales for your business is going to be a new website. If it's not easy to find on Google and Apple, that is a problem that needs to be solved right away. Okay, number two, or bullet two, or second, or I don't remember where I started. Is your website flawless on mobile? Because it needs to be flawless on mobile. Go fix that if it's a problem. Next, does your website generate leads and sales? And if it is generating leads and sales, are you getting everything that you can handle? Because if you're not getting everything you can handle, there's probably something in this marketing system we can do to amp that up for you. The fourth one on here, does your website save you time? If it's not saving you time by informing your customers, helping people get what they need, helping people understand your products and services and when they're going to be delivered or when they can pick them up, then it's not doing its job. So this is your self-assessment. If there's any no's here, then there's work to be done. There's one more that I didn't put on here because I didn't want to get too complicated, which is your website and business appearing above your competition? I know you've got competition because I know how the last year and a half has gone. If your website's not appearing above your competition, there's work to be done as well. But that's we're getting less and less into the things that you control. So this is where now your participation in this conversation is going to become very important because we're coming to the end of the slides. And so I would like you to think about this self-assessment and think about your business and how your website is showing up, or questions about your website or business or SEO or whatever that might be. And I want you to start getting them in chat so that we have some good, rich conversation here that's going to help you walk away from this with value. Feel free to put your website in there in chat when you're asking your questions so I can pull it up and take a look at it. And we can do some live reviews, for example. And if you put the https:// before your website, that will help because we'll just be able to click on it right in chat and we can all travel along to your website with everyone else. So if you would like to spend 30 minutes with me and talk about your marketing situation, you've got some options here. You can come to assetlab.us/BalloonCoach. You can scan this QR code. You can send me a text or give me a call at our 800 number. And if you want to look at that builder has been at the bottom of all of these slides. It's assetlab.us/balloon-designers. And I'd be happy to spend some time with you talking about the situation your business is in and providing some value on where we go. Now, if you want to do a 30-minute consultation, it's like a consultation with an attorney, if you've ever had one. So we're going to talk about your situation. You're going to hear a little bit about what you're thinking, and I'm going to give you options on services or guidance if I think my team is a fit for helping you really get there. So you're going to get some free advice and you're going to get some connection to what we could do to help you advance, because that's why you're getting on a consultation, right? So that is just the transparency of our company values are professionalism, transparency, and community. So there's a little transparency for you.
Love it.
Okay. I'm going to pull back on the share and drop your websites or questions in here into chat. I'm going to deal with questions first, and then if you would like me to, we can do some live looking at websites and talking about how we can make them easier to use, easier to find, etc.
Excellent. So for those of you guys who weren't here at the beginning, this is a time where Jeff will look over your website possibly and do it kind of as a guinea pig, show up what it looks like live. And then if there are other questions that you have, feel free to type them there. And then I see Amy, who'd asked you a question earlier, put hers up there, the It's My Party balloons.
Great.
And Amy, who's your website through currently?
Give me just a minute, everybody. I'm going to look through chat, and then we're going to
You're
keep
good,
rolling.
Amy. All right. So guys, here's the thing that I just want to remind you that Jeff was talking about today, that no matter where you're at in the game, you need to assess yourself and really look at your website and the mobile friendly part, because I know most of us, when we're working on websites, we're working on it our desktop or on our laptop, and we see it that way. And through the processes that I've been over the years, I've had so many different websites built for me. And that was always that hang up point, right? Is that I was used to working off my computer and not looking at my phone. And until I got a web designer that really understood that portion of it, it didn't make a difference. So you do want to make sure that you have that mobile friendly. It's super important.
Susan asked, Susan, you asked, I haven't established my website yet. Where do you recommend I start? Do you have a Google My Business listing I could look at, or a business name or anything? Because if so, I could give you a quick opinion. And I'll start sharing so that you all can see what I see as I look at some of these websites.
All right. And so Kimberly, I think the same question will go to you too. Since you don't have a website, do you have a Google My Business set up? Because I know you said your Instagram's not coming up on Google, but have you done the Google My Business yet?
Yeah, and if you haven't, that's okay. I can certainly tell you the answer. I would love for you to work with my team, right? Of course, you know, I own a marketing agency, and we do work with balloon designers. So I would love to have you, if you don't have a website, come in and check out our builder. This is our builder page where you can learn about it and see clients and see features, and you can order it all right here. I would love to help you out. We really love working with balloon designers because the art is so amazing, and it's so like when people buy balloons for their events, they're typically doing something fun in their life. And so it's a really fun thing for us to do as marketers, because we're in a fun space. It's like working at a golf course. If you've ever worked at a golf course, people come to the golf course to have fun and get away from the rest of their lives. So it's a pretty enjoyable place to work, as opposed to like a car mechanic where they're coming to you because their car's broken down or they've been in a car accident. So this is Balloon Celebrations. Hold on, let me pull chat back up. Y'all are chatting like crazy.
Not us, no.
Okay, so if you don't have anything today, the very first thing you need to do is you need to go to business.google.com and get a Google My Business listing. It's going to take you a few days because you're going to receive a postcard and you're going to have to enter a code. That is the number one thing to do. The number two thing to do is to get yourself a website. If you are starting from nowhere and you're trying to do it low budget, go with a builder. And of course, I'm going to say the AssetLab builder is very much worth a look because we've designed it for balloon designers. The package you'll see there is a balloon designer package specific to what you need. You should also look at Squarespace in particular. If you're starting with money and you're ready to charge into your market, I recommend you go with a WordPress website and skip the builder stage. So if you're coming from a background where you've got money to invest in the business to get it up and running faster and generate more sales faster, I do recommend that you start from a different place. Okay, so this is Balloon Celebrations. And let me see if I can name what this is built with. No, I can't really tell what this is built with. I have a little cheat up here that I can look at to see what websites are built with. Yeah, it's Wix. Okay. You'll notice I'm looking at all these on desktop simply because we are in a we're in a presentation, and I could shrink it down to mobile, but it's then going to be hard for you all to see. So remember I said that your mobile is the most important. So please look on mobile. What I would say, just looking at the overall impression of this site, I do really like these card layouts because they represent visually what you do, and they let people hopefully click through to a page about that. Yep, looks like that's what's happening. I am missing a call to action here above at the top. So we have this nice hero slider going on, but I don't see a call to action. There's nothing for me to click on. And I would also add that the text on your images where you're putting your business name, you're putting your website, things like that, you'll notice it's getting cut off. It's number one, it's bad for SEO. Number two, it's bad for humans. You want to use, let's see, you're on Wix. You want to put overlay text on here like that one, like these ones have, where it's actually the text over the image, not text in the image. Okay, so there's your gem. Overall, though, you're not bad. I don't know what your competition looks like, so I don't know if this is going to help you win or not. By the way, I also do not recommend showing pictures of your vans and trucks high up on your website. I know you worked your ass off to get that vehicle. Show me a beautiful piece of work that you want to sell instead.
So would it be better to put like the picture of the van under like information on delivery?
In an About Us page.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be my guidance. Put it in an About section. Oh, and then one, you'll hear me say this over and over. I see you here on your balloon centerpieces page. I need a call to action button. Give me some photos and then give me a click here to get a quote, or click here to order, or click here to call. I need call to action buttons here. If I've looked at your gallery and I've now decided that I want to work with you, the only button you're giving me is back to the top. Or now I'm getting a video. I want to work with you, right? Okay, now we're in these. Okay, cool. But I want to work with you. Choose a combination of colors from our color chart. I want to work with you. Give me call to action buttons where I can convert and become a client more easily. It's even more important on mobile. And I would recommend that on mobile, that every 6 photos in a gallery, you provide a call to action opportunity. This is itsmypartyballoons.com. This, I don't remember who dropped this link in here.
Amy.
This looks a little homegrown to me. Sorry, go ahead, Joette.
Yeah, this is Amy, and she said she had it done through Thrive.
Hi, Amy. The reason this looks a little DIY to me is because of this incredible menu at the top. It's difficult to read, and there's way too many things in it. And then instead of going into a hero image, it went right into text. So this is not what I would consider a best practice layout for a homepage, because I've just gone straight into a wall of text. And if I'm on mobile, I don't want any of this. I want pictures, because I want to see, can you do the work that I want done? Does my party look like your work, right? Does the party I imagine look like what you can do? So I think this layout on your homepage is probably costing you business.
And so I just want to clarify, because I've heard this before, because I'm guilty of it. As a balloon professional, we're trying to give you like all the options up front,
Yeah.
so you put all those words. So what I hear you saying is that very top part where she's got all the different listings, that's got to get smaller, and then have that big image. So where it says everything is better with balloons, we actually need to see the balloons.
Top menu, on the top menu, give me events and then the sub menu under it, so that I can see your corporate events, and I can see your bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs, and I can see your, these kinds of things. Give me balloon, what do I call it? It's not styles. Give me pages about arches and columns and et cetera, et cetera. Give me a separate menu item where it opens up a whole list of those other things. And that simplifies your menu a lot, makes it way bigger and way easier to understand. But then if I'm a visitor, again, mobile, we're looking at on desktop, I'm imagining mobile. I know that this menu is going to collapse, but the very first thing I'm going to see when I come to your website is a wall of text. And I respect that you're trying to give me information, but when somebody comes to a website for somebody who's doing balloon work, what they want is they want to see the work, and they want to see if your work matches what they're imagining. So I want to see your work up front. I want to see your Instagram feed on your homepage. And I hope you're all taking this as super positive feedback, including those of you whose websites I'm pulling up. This request a quote form is costing you business. There are way too many fields on here. If I have an event and I want to engage you, don't hold me back. I know you're getting spam. I know you're having to deal with spam. A great way to deal with spam is a budget field like this. We first did one of these with Stephen Jones, Balloon Designers, many years ago, and it fundamentally changed his quote form. So don't take the budget away. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm getting way too detailed. Give me a default budget option here that is the option you want to be working with most often. And I do not recommend that you have a less than, because if my budget is $5, you probably don't actually want to work with me. You would probably like to say $100 to $500, you know, 500 to 15, something like that. I don't know exactly what kind of the groupings of your business are, but this quote form is extremely intimidating. So make it simple. Let me get in touch with you. And I understand that that puts the burden on you or whoever is answering the phone or doing sales, but remove that barrier and you'll get more leads. And I don't think your website is horrible. so Amy, don't think that I'm tearing you up here. I'm trying to give you all some ideas on how we look at them when I look at them. Okay, so here's Balloons by Isaiah. I love the first impression of this site. Again, I'm not looking at mobile, so I don't know exactly what it looks like on mobile. We're starting with balloons. Now, I believe this is a stock photo, Isaiah. I think this isn't, sorry, your name's not Isaiah, Aya. I think I recognize this stock photo. So you need to get this swapped out to your own work as soon as you can. Yeah, okay, yeah. I know this photo, and we do marketing for balloon designers, so we know the stock photos that are out there for balloon work. So as you know, you should never be taking someone else's photos. Go create one of those things and take a photo of it if you want to use someone else's inspiration, as somebody else's work as inspiration. But you've got to get this stock photo out of here. I want to see your own work. I'd love to see somebody on your team or a client out in a field with a big arch and some columns holding this balloon thing running through the sun, right? Because now it's your work and it represents you, and people are going to know. They're gonna know that this is a stock photo. I would love to see you've got a gallery up here. I think your call to actions can be a little stronger. If you've got the ability, let's see, what are you on? You're on WordPress. So you've got the ability. I definitely want you to put multiple buttons here instead of just contact us. Call us, call me. People like doing business with people. Call me. That should be a call link. Get a quote. View our gallery. Those are the things people want to do when they come to your site. So you've got a nice start, Isaiah. You're not in a bad spot. I can see that you're at the beginning of your website journey here, but next thing to add from a content standpoint is start adding pages and galleries, the different types of work and the different types of events.
So Martha said, if you open up hers, everybody else will feel much better.
That's
okay. Balloons by Mimi.
Okay, here's, let's see.
Or what about Mimi? Sorry, yeah. Martha McCoy, what about?
All right, drop it in chat again, and I'll pop it up here in a second. So this is filled with love. This website looks a little older to me in when it was set up. Like the theme looks older to me. This is, I can't tell what it is from a builder standpoint. But this to me just looks a little dated. So if you've got a lot of competition near you, this look needs to be updated. And then what I would point out is that this home page image here, this is probably a beautiful photo, but the resolution on it is really small. And I can see all these little lines and fuzziness in it. I hope you have a high resolution photo that can be stuck in here. I don't know what the builder will offer you, but ideally this builder square. Okay, so this is, I don't like this one. I'll be honest with you. I don't like this one. I need this image to look good, because right now the impression you're giving me is, we do balloon work. And it looks like I can do something cool, but I can't show you the whole image. So if you were going to focus on one thing on the website right now, I would say get this homepage image to a point where people can see it no matter what size of of device they're using. On your testimonials, give me a heading, testimonials or customers that love us or something. And then if you're going to do this where you actually put the words on your site, which I don't recommend, give me their photo or give me a stock photo of a person. I don't care. But if I can see a photo of a person, I'm going to understand that it's a review. I would much rather you use a tool to import your Facebook or Google reviews and stick it right in here, because I trust Google as a consumer. I don't trust you. And so if you're showing me a little Google insert, that's extremely helpful. And I love this. I love this one, just to say that out loud. This is FMG2HC. There's definitely, this is Weebly. This is what Mystery Potato was on when I bought it. This is kind of typical from what I see from a Weebly site. I would encourage you to come to a more modern, fresh look. You might be able to do that with Weebly, you might not. The other thing I would point out is that I'm gonna be real nitpicky right here where you're showing me your phone number and your email. I want these to be clickable links. Right now you have this star in between them, so I can't even like copy. Like when I first saw it, I thought it was like a contractor license ID or something. So we got to get that contact information broken up and easy to interact with. But I would really just, overall, I would encourage you to move on from Weebly and get onto something new. And again, don't take any of this as being insensitive. I know where you all are, and I know you're all trying to hustle.
You guys, this is amazing information that he is giving you guys for free.
Yeah.
Awesome tips. I love it. Are you able to click on the what about Mimi? I'm just really curious now that she said.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. By the way, Balloon Hype, this looks pretty nice. We would probably have an SEO conversation next to get you ranking above competition and bringing in more visitors. Your call to actions are a little lacking, but visually this is fresh. So I talk about fresh and clean and modern. This is a fresh, clean, modern looking site right here. There's plenty of work to do. Like you hear me talking about calls to action, more content in the menu would be very important. But this is a fresh and clean look. So Leah, if you're the one who's on, you're moving in the right direction. Here is what about Mimi? Mimi, please let us build a website for you.
Martha, give him a call. Schedule your appointment.
Martha, yeah, Martha, you've got some really nice work. I'm looking at the photos, right? You've got some nice work at bigger, at some bigger kinds of places, as well as some small stuff. And we can do a much better job of highlighting that. And what you'll see is you'll see more, and I haven't looked at your SEO or anything else, but what you'll see is you'll see more people contacting you to have you do work for them. It's really straightforward.
Yeah, I think the thing is she's been so busy with a retail store and going through this whole thing that's one of the things that's on the burner. And that freshening of the website, I think, will also bring you a new level of other clients.
Oh my gosh, if you have a retail store, it is 10 times more important that we talk. Because if that is the website for the retail store as well, you're losing people coming in the front door. So, yeah.
Martha says she's ready.
So, I'll drop my contact information in chat again. My phone's probably going to light up and y'all are going to text me at the same time.
So yeah, Jeff, can you also put up the slide again that has a little picture that we can take a picture of? Because that's kind of helpful too.
Yeah, absolutely.
With that icon. So I just wanted to throw this out there, guys. Number one, Jeff, thank you for giving this amazing information today. This is information that's been shared by several other people in the past, as far as things that people need to do for SEO and how you go from a builder into having something professionally done. So it's not new information necessarily in that content, but it's from a fresh voice and from somebody who has a ton of experience in the tech field and has worked with a lot of different balloon companies. And so what I encourage you guys to do is, I know what it's like to be strapping for money and not sure where to spend your money at. But what I'm going to let you know is, as I improved my website over the years, my business grew, because I then was very able to be confident in having the higher price quotes, because I had a website that showed that I could do excellent work. And it just gave people that feeling of, okay, they know what they're doing and they look awesome. So yes, I need to give them whatever money they tell me. And so if you are trying to get out of the people who are price shopping you and, just on a budget all the time, you've got to fish in a different pond. And one of the ways in today's world to fish in that other pond is to have an online presence that knocks you out of the ballpark, and then all the SEO behind it. So I just want to make sure that you guys understand how important it is to take Jeff up on this, to just let him look at your stuff for you, give you some feedback. And then if it's a great fit for you guys to work with them, wonderful. If it's not, there's a lot of other people out there too that you can work with. But the bottom line is improve your website, improve your SEO, and your business will grow. So Jeff, sorry to step on your toes there, but I wanted to make sure people heard that, because I know a lot of times when people are doing a presentation, they're thinking, oh, well, they just want me to work with them. But what I love about Jeff is he's got all this great information, and he understands that he might not always be the perfect fit for you, but give him a chance to let him see if what he's talking about will help you.
Yeah, and the most important thing I want you to come away from this with is that your website needs to be easy to find, easy to use, save you time, and make you money. And if it's not doing that, it's time to do something new in your business to help grow. That's the key.
Awesome. So in the links, so as far as the giving him a call, you just need to use the information that he put up for contacting him. And did you put that up in our chat one more time? Yes, you did.
I did.
So
Yep.
yeah,
And we have I've got a marketing agency, right? So you can call me tomorrow, you can call me next week, and call me today. There's a team here. I'm not going anywhere. This isn't a side hustle. This is what we do. So I'm here, and I would love to help your business grow with the online marketing that you need.
Awesome. Any last words of wisdom, Jeff? I know we've had you on for a while. The 4 points, right?
Decide what you're going to do today, right? So you've spent some time here. Decide what action you are going to take, and take it. If it's that you're going to go fix something on your website right now, go do that. If it's that you're going to go create a Google My Business listing, go do that. If you've decided you're going to give me a call, give me a call. But don't waste the time that you were here. Go ahead and take the action that you think makes the most sense, that you're thinking about right now, that you should really just do.
And for those of you in my mastermind program, or who've ever come to any of my live programs, my saying is take action and thrive. Learning this information today will do nothing for your business unless you put it onto the ground and keep moving forward. So Google My Business, set up an appointment for the assessment, check out what you need to do next, and take the next step, because your website will make a huge determining factor in your business. So thank you so much for your time today, Jeff. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone.